Yo boys, it's Dawson. I kind of want to go over how I'm taking my trades. We just got off the Discord. We took a trade right here, as you can see. Our actual stop loss was right above here. We took our entry right above here. Had the retracement back up, rejectment down, moved my stops to about break even. Ended up hitting full TP on this trade for a 1 to 4. But I want to come in here and explain, how I'm finding my setups and, how everything's kind of working out. So first things first, when I open the charts every morning, I want to see big pushes. I want to either see a big push up or a big push down. We took a trade off this yesterday, a long, ended up hitting full TP, but we got stomped out right before because we were using a very tight stop loss. But when I wake up in the morning, I want to see a large push down, at least 0.5 or 1%. I want to see the stock go down or up. Either way, I know it's going to want to have to, equal itself out, balance itself out throughout the day. So after these large pushes, I look for an area where it's going to want to retest to, such as a fair value gap or, just a high liquidity area where I know there's going to be, tons of orders that are unfilled and imbalanced. So today in our trade, I realized, okay, large push up, filling this fair value gap. I know we're going to want to have to equal out because we're up 1.2% on the day. I knew we were going to want to, retest down. Put in the trade. This is a 15-minute time frame, so these are more, impactful candles. Put in the trade. Was expecting it to retest all the way down to this 15-minute, but it ended up just, going for the 1 to 4 here and then leaving a little bit of a runner. I still got a little bit of a runner in this trade, but overall, I'm looking for a large momentum candles up, preferably 1% or up. I want to see a large candle, a doji sweep such as this, a wick up with a doji candle that gets fully formed, and then I want to see a switch of direction and then a large rejectment to either to the upside or downside depending on what you do. Once I get that, I really know, okay, the stock price is going to want to move in my direction. Why do I know that? Because right here showing this doji, the market's already uncertain on what it wants to do. So the next thing for the market to do is flip direction. If we have this, imbalance down here, this liquidity where I think it's going to fill into, I already have the high time frame liquidity, already high time frame liquidity up here got filled. I know, okay, we are going to want to, seek out this imbalance down here. So even if I were just now loading onto this, I would still take this trade. That's how confident I am that it's going to still fill this 15-minute for value gap. I kind of go off that. Obviously, I use a lot of other confluences such as liquidity sweep, order block for value gap, inverse for value gap. I have YouTube videos on all those. But when I'm going into these trades, the main thing I'm looking for is a hefty push up or a hefty push down. And I want to get in on that retracement. Every time you have large pushes such as this right here, huge large push, you get, the bottom, the liquidity sweep, liquidity grab, whatever you want to call it. If you go to the 1 hour, it's a lot more prominent on this. Boom, liquidity grab, and then a retest back up to equal itself out, most likely into a high time frame liquidity area, such as a fair value gap right here, closing in that, most likely reject back down to this 15-minute or this larger 1 hour. So when I'm getting, these huge momentum candles, what kind of indicates me to take the trades are these long wicks. When I get these long wicks, especially when they, indicate being a doji, I know that the market wants to grab all that liquidity and then switch direction. So I take the trades, based purely off that as the entry. Also, order blocks come into play with liquidity sweeps. If we had a previous high we pushed above, I would have also taken the trade off that, such as here when we pushed above